Howdy everybody, Efour here and welcome back to the channel for Season 1, Episode 4 of our FIFA 23 Youth to Gold save. Now, I've been looking and there's been tons of videos on YouTube about how the career mode in FIFA 23 is broken. I'm throwing up some thumbnails. You guys can check them out. Candy Sports is one of the guys that I've been looking at. Just little things like dynamic potential being broken in the game, which this whole save is built around dynamic potential, signing youth players, overperforming with them, and building their potential. Now, a couple things I will say is that I'm not sure that it's fully broken. It seems to me that it's more realistic. Like, you're not going to be able to just take the worst player in the game and end up making them a 90-plus overall player like you could in FIFA 22. It seems just a little bit more realistic, which means that this save is going to be that much more difficult. So I hope you guys are already enjoying the struggle because it's probably going to get a lot harder before it gets better. But today, we got the next month in this young club's short professional career. Now, let's get into it. We are in the month of October for this episode, and we have 6 games to play. The first game is going to be against Hartlepool on the 1st in the league. We then follow that up against Carlisle United in the Papa John's Trophy. We're not going to make that a live com yet. If we can maybe make a run in the Papa John's Trophy, then we'll make it a live com. But for now, it's a group stage game. We're just going to do it as a highlight. Up next is Doncaster, followed by Newport County, then Crewe Alexandria, and at the end of the month, we take on Northampton. Now again, we'll look at the league table in a moment, but Northampton at the end of the month sit in first in the league, and so that is going to be our live com today. We're going to take a look at a couple other things before we hop into these highlights, so I'll see you in a sec. First up, we signed a new scout. Now, in the first or second episode, I talked about not wanting to use the money to sign some scouts, but we have to get more players in. We are struggling. So the more experience a scout has, the more players they bring back in a report, and the more judgment they have, the better level of player they will bring back. So Alex Morton, we signed a 3-star experience, 2-star judgment. That way he's starting to bring back a couple more players. He is our scout in Brazil. He will end up finishing his scouting trip on the 1st of April, while the other 2 will finish them on the 1st of May. So it's a little staggered, but that's okay. Next summer when we get our budgets, my entire plan is to probably fire Mark Hughes and sign someone a little bit better than him. Again, I think it was the right call to go with Artyom Manik to get one really good scout, but now we got to start slowly upgrading these other scouts. We have about $500,000 in the bank still, so we have a little bit of wiggle room, but I don't want to use all that money because we have to spend money to send these guys out on scouting trips and to sign the players that they bring back. And also, I'm trying to keep in mind that we probably need to start thinking about re-upping some of these contracts on our team to keep around some guys that we need to. If we can't make any signings, we have to keep around guys that, even if they're bad, they're going to have to fill a spot for us. So that's my thinking. We have a new scout. Now, let's go take a look at the league table. At the end of last episode, we left off with us in 10th on 14 points, just 1 point out of the playoff spots. We had beaten the 3rd team in the league, which was Sutton United, after losing to the 7th team in the league, Mansfield Town, 7-2. It was an emotional roller coaster of an episode. We had a great comeback to get a 4-4 draw. We then got thumped by Mansfield Town, and then we beat the 3rd best team in the league. I have a feeling that that is how this season is going to continue to go. Overperforming in random games, underperforming in certain games, and then just kind of meh in the middle in other games. That's just how it's going to be. I can feel it in my bones. Today we take on Hartlepool, who sit in 11th. You can see it; they're right under us. We follow that one up with a game against Carlisle United in the Papa John's Trophy, who sit in 8th. And then after that, we go down the table to Newport County and Crawley Town, who you can see. Crewe Alexandria, who you cannot see. Newport County are in 21st. Crewe Alexandria are just under Crawley Town in 23rd. So it gets a little bit easier in the middle of the month. But then we have games against Doncaster, who are 6th, and then we're finishing up the month against Northampton, who are all the way up in 1st position. It's going to be a tough month. Let's get into it. Let's dive into those highlights, and I'll see you in a sec. Headed into the Hartlepool game, we take in the strongest 11 possible. And in the 87th minute, it was still locked at 0-0 when substitute Lewis cut a ball inside to Benson, who used a cheeky back heel to play it to one of our other substitutes, Anderson, and with his fresh legs and 71 pace, he ran in, firing past the keeper to give us the lead 1-0. We grind out the 1-0 win over Hartlepool, and this team is starting to settle in. That win proves to be crucial as it moves us into 7th in the table, just inside the promotion playoff positions. Up next is Carlisle United in the Papa John's Trophy. They sit in 10th, just 3 places behind us in League 2, so this will be a challenging cup game. And for this game, we take in a very rotated squad due to fatigue and give a debut to Youth Academy prospect Coleman at striker. And in the 28th minute, we were caught out as Barker was on the wrong side of his mark, gifting the striker a free run into our penalty box where he smashed home the opener, 1-0 Carlisle. Then just after the restart, our backup's poor technical skills let us down massively as Conway was unable to control the intercepted pass, which Carlisle pounced on to double their lead 2-0. And despite losing this game 2-0, it gave me a chance to give the backups a run out and rest the starters for the league, which is the main focus of this first season. After the loss in the Papa John's Trophy, we focus back on the league as we take on Doncaster, who sit just ahead of us in 6th position. And our strongest 11 are fully fit after resting them in the midweek game and ready for Doncaster. In the 25th minute, we played the ball quickly and efficiently up the pitch, capped off with Ambrose playing in Benson, who scored the opener, 1-0 good guys. But just 4 minutes later, after making a key interception, Guest was then pickpocketed, enabling Doncaster to grab their equalizer, 1-1. 5 minutes after the hour mark, Doncaster were in a dangerous area and we got a foot in, but the Doncaster player kept it in to find an open man and fire home their second to break the deadlock, 2-1 Doncaster. In the 76th minute, Doncaster broke us down with a well-worked corner routine as they grabbed their third off a weak shot that Ibrahim really needs to do a better job with handling, 3-1. And despite feeling like we played well, we lost 3-1 on the day to drop further points in the league. The loss sees us fall 2 spots into 9th, but still only 1 point out of the promotion playoff positions. After a run of tough games, we take on Newport County, who sit 23rd in the table. This game offers a real chance at 3 points with a win, and we take in the best 11. Inside 15 minutes, Ambrose dispossessed the defender and found Arnold down the left, making no mistake, he scored the opener, 1-0. Then with only 10 minutes left in the game, we had a counter off a Newport County corner, and prospect striker Coleman played in super sub Anderson, who ran in, scoring yet another substitute goal to ensure our victory, 2-0. We finished the game 2-0 winners and grab a clean sheet, easily taking care of a team we are better than on paper and trending us in the right direction. The win bumps us up to 8th position with only 3 points separating 3rd through 8th, and it is a tight race for these playoff positions. But our next opponent is Crew Alexandra, who sit in 22nd, presenting us with another winnable game to try and cement our place in the top 7 of the league. And we take in the best 11 with the only change being Conway at right center defensive mid for Rice. In the 22nd minute, once again our defense off corners lets us down as they play in a short corner and find the attacking run to rocket home the opener, 1-0. And in the 42nd minute, they cut us apart with a through ball into space and our defense couldn't recover as they ran in for a simple finish to double their lead, 2-0. Then just on the hour mark, Ambrose played Arnold down the left wing and using his pace, he got into a great position to get a goal back and cut their lead in half with time left to fight for a win, 2-1. But just 7 minutes later, Crew Alexandra extinguished that hope as Guests lost the ball yet again and they smashed it past Ibrahim, 3-1 Crew Alexandra. And in the 80th minute, our misery was piled on as Hyde this time lost the ball, gifting Crew another goal, and it was 4-1. That game was extremely frustrating, and it's the type of game we need to be winning against someone sitting at the bottom of our table. We were simply outplayed and lost 4-1. The Crew Alexandra game was extremely frustrating. Again, they sat in 22nd position, and it is a game that I feel like we need to be winning. I know we're only pushing for top half of the table, but we got to get our points where we can, because when we play better teams, we're probably not going to get our points. And against teams that are in the lower part of this league, we have to be getting points against them. They simply outplayed us. We looked terrible. We now sit in 10th position, still on 20 points, and still only 1 point out of the playoff positions in 7th. So we're not out of it. We're still in the top half of this league and cementing ourselves more in the top half than falling into the bottom, which I'm really excited to see because I want us to finish top half. I don't know if we're going to make it to the playoffs. If we do, I don't think we're going to get out of this league. And if we do, that means next season is going to be extremely difficult. So I'm not opposed to sitting in this league for 2 seasons, as we've talked about before, just while we try and get those youth academy prospects in the door, trying to build this team and the depth and all of those sorts of things. But Again, disappointing result against Crew Alexandra. We sit in 10th on 20 points, and today we take on Northampton, who are in first, 13 points ahead of us on 33 points. They are the dominant team in this league. They look so good. They finally lost a game. They hadn't lost a game, but they finally do have one loss. I'm hoping today that we can go in and give them their second loss, kind of how Sutton United was. When we took on Sutton United when they were in third, they had not had a loss yet, and so I'm hoping that we can just get another miracle game like we did against Sutton United, go in against Northampton, and get a win. We're going to have to make it happen. I have changed the tactic just a little bit, so when we check out the team for Northampton, I'll explain what I've done. Here is a look at the team that we have been using as our starting 11. Let's run you through it. It is Ibrahim in goal, a back four of Lawrence, Hyde, Guest, and Dyer, midfield pairing of Conway and Wilkes, an attacking three of Arnold, Ambrose, and Cameron, and up top we have Benson. Now, the thing that I've changed is these two center defensive mid roles were set as center defensive mids, which meant that Wilkes was not getting any bonus. He is at a +5 now. He wasn't getting anything. He was sitting at +0 or a -1. And we had Rice on the right side, who's also down here, a center mid, and he was getting -2 or 3 every game, and it wasn't working. Conway is better defensively than Rice. So what I've done is I've brought Conway in to kind of help be a defensive rock. I felt like Rice wasn't really getting involved. He wasn't really getting involved defensively. He wasn't really getting involved in the attack. So I figured let's bring Conway in and keep that right center mid role at a center defensive mid. And I made Wilkes on the left a central midfielder so that he gets the plus rating and he continues to get forward. We've seen him score a lot of goals this season, and so I want to continue to have him in the team, getting those goals and getting in those dangerous attacking positions. So that's why we made that switch. So on the bench, we have Prince, Barker, Rice, Anderson, Hobbs, Lewis, and Coleman. Now, on the bench, we have Barker, who can come on as a center back or in that role where Conway plays as center defensive mid. Rice can replace Wilkes or Conway if needed. Anderson can come in and play for Wilkes or Ambrose. We're rocking Hobbs and Lewis on the bench with Coleman as our backup striker. I like Coleman better than Potts. Potts hasn't done a bad job, and yeah, he's only 17 as well, but his attacking and defending work rates are both medium. Coleman has both of them at high, and so we're going to rock with him. I've enjoyed using Coleman. He already has an assist that you guys saw in the highlights. He's playing really well. Anything else to go over? Let me think. We got Ambrose. Ambrose is playing so well, getting so many assists, and really starting to be the creative force in this team, which I'm very excited about. Cameron and Arnold on the wings are getting into great runs, attacking positions, and really starting to find the goals. We're figuring it out slowly but surely, and hopefully today against Northampton we can continue to figure it out and get out of here with a win. So let's get into that game. And here we go. Getting into the game. Again, we've had mixed results, and I know I say it every episode, and I continue to get my hopes up when we get a couple wins in a row that, okay, I think we figured it out, and then we just get thumped by someone. But overall, we really are having a good season. If we can finish in the positions we're in now, get in there, Benson. Oh, poor pass from Ambrose. But if we can finish top 10, we will consider that a success. And really, we have to start getting some youth prospects back from these scouting reports. Because even if we can just get guys valued at $500,000, it would be upgrades over the players we have. And we really got to start getting some upgrades because we are struggling right now. Like, that was a terrible pass from Conway. Yes, he's better defensively, but he is not near as good going forward. And they almost scored that. But, again, I'm enjoying this team and their journey, figuring them out. It's going to be a tough series, guys. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, people are, oh, wow, Arnold got a foot in but wasn't able to keep possession. But many content creators for FIFA are saying how career mode is broken and how dynamic potential is busted, all these things. And really all that I see all I think when I hear that and watch those videos to try and figure out what's happening is it's just going to make it more challenging. It's going to be a lot more realistic. This series might go on a little long, but we're going to give it our best go, and we're going to win the Champions League and the Premier League with the Youth Academy only rebuild. Until something stops me, for whatever reason, if we really find out that it is impossible, then we will maybe loosen the rules up. But for right now, this is what we're rocking with, and we're going to have to make it happen. So let's get it going. We got Arnold here. Oh, and it was bad for me. I needed to pass the ball quicker there because we had a couple of runners in, but we are unable to do so before Arnold is dispossessed. Hasn't been a bad start to this game for our young team. Lawrence chasing out here, and oh no, this looks a little bad right here. And he whips it across. Guess get up, and there he is, wide open. Our defense just doesn't get back into position. Something that's been frustrating, and you guys have seen it a lot in the highlights, is that your defense will make interceptions, especially in your 18-yard box. Your defenders will make interceptions, but it just gifts the ball right back to the opposition. Kind of like that. Guess got a head in, and I guess we were out of position, and they made us pay for it. But you guys saw it a bunch with Hyde and Guest, that they get possession, and then they're just pickpocketed, and it's frustrating to say the least. Maybe it's because we just have bad players, which is probably a part of it, but at the same time, it feels a little busted. Maybe something that they may want to look to patch in the first patch that they come out with for FIFA, just because it's crazy. I make great interceptions, and then we're dispossessed, and they score a goal. It happens a lot, and it is very frustrating. That's going to be another goal for them. Ibrahim makes a save there. Good job, Ibrahim, actually keeping the ball out of our net. That's another thing I want. I want a goalkeeper in a scouting report so darn bad. Okay, come on. And I also have to remind myself that this is legendary difficulty. So we are playing it. Oh, man, that was so bad from Arnold. We are playing this game on its hardest setting, which is going to make it difficult, right? That's the whole point of legendary difficulty, making it very challenging. And they're in, and it goes over the bar, out for a goal kick. There's my controller messing up again. Still haven't quite fixed that. But as I mentioned, I think all things considered, we're having a good season. My expectations continue to increase, and then I'm disappointed when we don't meet them. And there's Benson. He's in. Get it, Arnold. Go, Arnold. And Arnold's in. And oh no, it's a great save from their keeper, but that was a good opportunity from the boys, and we have it in us. I've seen us do it a lot in this save already. There's Benson, and there he is, and it's saved again out for a corner. All right, here's the corner, and what I've been trying to do with these is kind of whip them about right there and whip them in, curling them in and keeping them fairly low, and we have mixed results like that. Here's Arnold, and we're going to rip this. And that was not a good shot. It's out for a goal kick. We're almost about to get the halftime whistle. We don't have a lot of time left. Oh, I thought Benson was going to intercept that, but he doesn't. And there's the halftime whistle. It's still 0-0. We've had a couple of really good chances. We got to make the most of them. Let's get into the second half and see if we can find some goals. Here's Northampton moving into our half in a dangerous spot. And it's cut out, but like that. See, he gets a foot in, and it just falls right back to them. Great save from Ibrahim. But, I mean, that happens so much. Getting a good defensive foot in, and it's just gifted right back to the other team. It happens entirely too much in this game, and it's something that they really need to look at because, man, is it frustrating. Again, maybe when you have better players with better technical skills, they'd be able to control those balls a little better, but like that. Just like that. And I said it was 0-0. It's not 0-0. They were up 1-0, but like that. Guest gets a foot in. Can't possess. It bounces off of them into the path of their striker. And I guess part of the reason that makes it so frustrating is that just doesn't happen for you. For your team, that doesn't seem to happen. It happens all the time for them. We give up another goal. We're down 2-0 against the top of the table. It is to be expected, but let's try and see if we can just get one goal. Ambrose here are on the ball, passing it to Dyer. Up to Cameron, who almost dispossessed. Got Ambrose, and we can't get it around the defender. And again, they are the best team in the league, but really the thing that's keeping me back in this, keeping me coming back in this series and this save thus far is knowing that we have scout reports coming because the gameplay is definitely challenging, and I am enjoying it. When we get the wins, it's so exciting, but the losses are so demoralizing, and we have given up so many goals from corners. Fortunately for us, they're kind of playing it off and not just pressing for a goal immediately. But as I mentioned, and they're in there, and great save from Ibrahim. But the thing I'm most excited about is these scouting reports. So I'm honestly looking forward to when this game is done so we can take a look at the scouting reports that we have coming in this month. We'll have the new scout, the 3-star, 2-star scout from Brazil. We'll have the 5-star, 5-star with the United States, and the 1-star, 1-star with France. Now, if we can get some money, I don't know how, maybe we could sell a player that we really don't need in the January transfer window. I would not be opposed to getting another 3-star, 2-star, or something similar for France, just so we have more players coming in. Here's Guest, and he's not dispossessed there. Okay, good job. Conway's didn't dispossessed, and there it is. Great save from Ibrahim. He's actually not doing too bad this game, making some clutch saves for us, which is very helpful. All right, we're in here. Conway down to Cameron, and it's not really ahead of him like I wanted it to be, and Cameron is dispossessed. Let's take a look at some subs. We make just 3 changes. Rice comes on for Conway, Hobbs comes on for Arnold, and Prince comes on for Lawrence, just for a little bit of freshness, trying to find a goal, see if we can sneak a goal back. I'm not expecting to win this, but if we could maybe get a goal back, that would be massive. We'll see if we need to make our last 2 subs as we see out the rest of this match. Here come Northampton running into our half. They have a wide open man down our right side, trying to cut it back, trying to play some defense. They're in a good spot, and that goes just wide. Wow, that was almost a goal. Our substitutes do come onto the pitch, give us a little bit of freshness like we said. And here's Cameron. We're going over the top for Benson. Come on. That's right to the keeper. Not a great pass. And honestly, considering this is the top team in the league and we're only down 2-0, I will take that as a victory. You guys have seen me ship so many goals in this save already. And, oh, Rice, you got to find a way to get that ball through. But to be down 2-0 is not as bad as it could be. And we are starting to get a little better defensively. All right, here they are coming in, and they're going to have a pass across. And, wow, what a pass. I don't even know how he saw that guy. And Hobbs can't get the pass out. They're going to rip this in just a moment, aren't they? Nope, they don't. Not yet, at least. And they're still just on the edge of our area, possessing the ball. Unable to dispossess them. I run right past him. So ugly for me. We get a foot in. Okay, we're back on the attack, and we're going to give the ball away immediately. But we should have the final whistle any second. But to only lose 2-0 against the top team in the league is improvement. I don't like losing, but it is improvement. We're getting better. Like I said, we really just need some defenders and a goalkeeper in our scouting reports that we can start to grow with us, because right now, Guest and Hyde are the best ones we have available, but they are not doing a great job, especially Guest. Really letting me down a lot. That's the final whistle. We lose 2-0 against Northampton. Very disappointing, but honestly, it was expected. Now, oh, there's a floating ball right there. Wow, very weird. But let's go take a look at the league table before we get into the scouting reports. The loss doesn't see us drop down the table. We're still in 10th position and now 3 points outside of the playoff promotion positions. In 7th, we're still close. We're so close to being in those positions. And again, I'm not really fighting or expecting to be in those spots. I just want to get as many points on the board so that we can continue to stay in the top half of the league. Really, next season is the season where, in my opinion, we have to start pushing for these playoff spots in the promotion spots. Really, if we could get in the top 3, it's automatic promotion. That's where we want to be this season. If we can finish in a playoff spot, again, not expecting to go up, but that would just be exciting. So we'll see if it happens. But again, we're in 10th. We're in a very good spot. We got to keep on going. We got to figure out this defense. We've let up 33 goals in the league, which is just terrible. That's so bad compared to everyone else in the league. The worst besides us is 26. which is Barrow, and they're down in 20th. We are up in 10th, and we've scored 22 goals, and we have 33 goals against. Again, I've said it before, when we lose hard. Very frustrating. We don't have a lot of draws. It's either we win or we lose. We got to figure out how to not let in so many darn goals. But now it's for the exciting part of this videos. Let's hop into it. Hinga dinga durgan. It's time for the scouting reports. Akil Bernard here, $230,000 value. His potential 71 to 94. So again, we're gonna sign him, check him out. We gotta find some depth, as we've said so many times. We'll see what he's like in just a moment. Another one, Leonardo Andrade, and he is $230,000 value, just like the last guy, left-footed, 69 to 93 potential. Again, we're going to see what he can offer. We'll sign him up. And oh my goodness, Bruno Alves, $675,000 value. That is the most value we've seen in a youth prospect yet. 70 to 94 potential. Looks like he is actually going to be a very good player. Super excited about him. The only bummer is he is 15, so we have to wait till he turns 16 to when we can call him up. But man, I'm excited to look at him. And here we go. Colin White, $220,000 value, 6'4", 77 to 94 potential. It really doesn't matter what his rating is. He is our new starting goalkeeper. To get him game time and get him developing, let's go. We got a goalkeeper. Peter Harris, another goalkeeper. $300,000 value, 6'3", but only 63 to 87 potential. We are going to sign him just to have him as a backup, but I think the other guy, Colin White, is going to be our starter. Up first, we have Peter Harris. 52 overall, 63 to 87 potential. Looks like a decent goalkeeper, not far behind Ibrahim already in terms of overall. Then we have Colin White, 77 to 94 potential is actually insane. 47 overall is not very good, so my plan with Mr. Colin is keep him in the youth academy for a little bit. I don't know, I'm kind of torn. I don't want to bring him into the first team and him do poorly and then his potential go down. So I think I'm going to leave him in the youth academy, develop him a couple overall up. Right now it's taking 3 weeks per development overall. So in theory, in about 2 or 3 months, he would be a low 50s, which is my hope. We then have Baumgartner, who we've already seen a lot of times, still does not look very good, but he's going to be depth at that right back position. Akil Bernard here, out of France, 71 to 94 potential, got great speed, and he's left-footed. He looks like a right winger, so we're going to bring him up and make him one of our right wingers. Looks like he could honestly be a good player, and it's exciting because we're starting to get some depth in some rotational pieces that we can start to really rely on. Bruno Alves here is a central midfielder, 5'11", 57 overall, 70 to 94 potential, which is insane. He looks so darn good. I wish he was already 16. He's not, and his defending is 42, which isn't terrible. So while he's waiting in the youth academy, we are going to develop him as a ball-winning midfielder just to get some of that defending up, so that when he comes into the first team, I can then retrain him to be more of an attacking force in the center of the park. But again, looks like a great player, very well balanced. 63 pace, 52 shooting, 62 passing, 59 dribbling. Again, looks awesome. Very excited about him, and I have a feeling that he might be one of the key players to watch throughout this save. Jeremy Coleman came in a couple episodes ago, or maybe last episode. Still training to be a striker. 71 to 89 potential is not bad, but just not sure if he's ever really going to make it being a 43 overall. We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Leonardo Andrade from Brazil, who we just signed. Now, he came in as a striker. 46 overall, 69 to 93 potential. But when I looked at his attributes right here on this screen, I could tell that he is a physically strong player. And what I mean by that is his physicals are high, his pace is decently fast, and everything else in the middle, defending, dribbling, passing, and shooting, is pretty balanced, right around 40, which lets me know that he can really retrain to be almost any position. And because his defending is 40, and because we need defenders, they're going to be hard to come by. We already have a couple strikers coming through the wings. I'm moving him to left back. It's going to take 9 weeks. If you look at his development plan in terms of training him into any defensive position, it's 9 weeks. And then as you start to get further forward up the pitch, right mid, center defensive mid's 9 weeks, but center mid, center attacking mid, center forward, right wing, left wing, it takes him longer to be all those, which again just leads me to believe that he is really a defender. We're making him a left back because we don't have a backup left back. Baumgartner is going to probably be our backup right back. and Andrade could be our backup and future starting left back. So that is my thoughts with him. It's going to take him a little while to train that. Again, 9 weeks. But with that being said, the guys we're going to call up right now is, let's see, probably just Andrade to start using him as a left back. Everyone else we're going to let develop down here just to keep them developing. I thought about maybe bringing up Peter Harris, but I really want Colin White to be our starter with that potential that he has. So we're going to keep him and Harris down here for now. Baumgartner can't come up anyways. Bernard we're going to keep down here again to continue developing, simply because right now he has 2 guys ahead of him on that right wing who are better overalls than him. So we're going to keep him here for now. Alves can't come up anyways because he's only 15. Coleman is 43 overall. He's not going to see much game time, so we're keeping him down here to continue to develop along with Andrade until he becomes a left back, at which point I'll probably bring him up and just start using him there and rotating him in there. He's going to be a filthy left back when we can get him there with 5-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. And again, I know there's an argument to be made that he needs to be an attacking player, but at 5'8", I don't want him to be my striker. It's a little too short, and he doesn't have the pace to really run in behind. He is extremely strong, and again, I think that's going to serve us better at left back. That is our youth academy. We're starting to get some balance to this youth academy. We're starting to get some players that we're going to hopefully start to see and use a little bit more as we get further into the season. But man, I am so excited about that report. So excited we bought that scout from Brazil, because we just got 2 players out of Brazil, and we've only got 1 guy from France out of the 3 or 4 scouting reports we've already had, and in 1 we got 2 from Brazil. Very exciting. And again, 2 United States goalkeepers is awesome. Again, Colin White, I think he is the future with that 77 and 94 potential. Super stoked about that. But man, we're starting to get the guys in the door. Now I'm going to keep them here. Again, let them develop, incubate a little bit down here in these youth academies, so that then when we bring them up, they're a little better prepared to step into our starting lineup. If you have enjoyed that, leave a thumbs up on the video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. These videos come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I greatly appreciate the support that I've already gotten on this brand new series. And yeah, I mean, if you're here, go down into the description, check out the Instagram, go give me a follow over there. I post every time we release a video, and we're going to be posting more exciting content over there as well. But man, I'm enjoying this journey. I really am. It's been tough. It's, again, highs and lows, an emotional roller coaster, but we're starting to get some of those youth academy prospects through the door, and I'm super excited about that. I can't wait for them to start getting into this team and really start cementing themselves as starters in this team. Currently, the only 2 youth academy prospects in the starting 11 that have cemented themselves as starters is Ambrose at center attack and mid, and Cameron out there on the right wing. They've already started developing. Ambrose has gone up 1 overall. Cameron's gone up 1 overall. Everyone else is developing as well. Guest, Hyde, Ibrahim, Lawrence, Dyer, Arnold, Benson. Actually, Benson has not, and neither has Wilkes. Conway has, but regardless, they're starting to develop slowly but surely, moving in the right direction. We're not a terrible team, but we're definitely not a good team. But I am enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. Until next time, Efour out.